Hey everybody, this is Grace, and in this video I'm going to talk about um, something I'm going to put these disclaimers up front here, as many, if I remember all of them, that I really haven't um, spent enough time studying, and then what I'm doing now is I'm studying them, so this video alone is not anything, none of my videos are anything that anybody should take as something to diagnose themselves or somebody else by. Okay, or any kind of counseling advice. Read the disclaimer in the description box below this video on YouTube. And but it came to my mind again. This is nothing really new, because of something I saw. Okay, and it's about dissociative identity disorder. I may be getting all the terminology wrong, but I know that formerly it was known as multiple personality disorder. And anyway, like I said, I had something just triggered me. Maybe trigger is not the right word, to think about this. And so I did. I looked up in the DSM I have in the description. It's the DSM-IV-TR. And I'm starting to write some notes from it again. Now my degrees are in psychology and sociology, and I studied to become a counselor. And I know, it's nothing new to me. I've also seen the shows and movies or whatever, and seen it, heard of it, all these years. But it's just not something that I'm deep enough into, and I want to become that. So I was looking through that. Plus, I looked online, but because I've mentioned I have Wi-Fi issues right now, I don't get much time using the Wi-Fi. I have to use my cell phone, and therefore, whatever my cell phone, is going to show me, is what I looked at today, instead of actual research, which I could get on if I could get into and read some, if I could get on my use my Wi-Fi more. Today I won't be able to until tonight, in other words. But on, when I use my cell phone, the cell phone minutes, to get into it, what I saw was Mayo Clinic and WebMD. Okay, and I took some notes from both of those. And as I was doing this, seriously, it really started coming more and more apparent to me that what I had already thought before I did all this, about how many people I have seen have these or exhibit these kind of behaviors in the past, but not as in diagnosing, not as the whole thing of multiple personality disorder, DID, dissociative identity disorder. No, it wasn't like in fact, the thing that was most common, actually this is not the right way to say it, but was that they did not exhibit multiple personalities or identity states, personality states, however the person wants to put it, or whatever your reading puts it. Yeah, but not really, but in a way, yes. Okay, I know it doesn't make much sense, but it would be something like, well, let me get to that. Okay, so I need to go back again. When I woke up, I was thinking, or even last night, I was thinking about that I feel like I am witnessing it in somebody else again. And it's when this thing that some of you know, there's a few things I focus a lot of attention on, that I do videos on, and one of them is Copycats, and the other one is mainly people who want to claim that they're something they're not. Okay, anyway, I'm going to go back to just this one, focus on this one. When they copycat people, they steal people's ideas, and even they steal things like their persona. Seriously, I have seen this too much, really. They steal, some of it seems kind of so innocent that they steal something somebody says, like a what would it be? A catchphrase, maybe? Somebody's own personal little thing that they say. And they say it often enough. So if somebody knows them, their mantra or their whatever, somebody knows them from that. Okay, they will steal that. But they also steal bits of that person's personality, and they use it. Okay, my mind this morning, or last night, this morning, whenever it was, and Groundhog Day, during this pandemic, but it was that, is this instead, especially like right now during this pandemic, is it instead something of a big reaction, major reaction to the pandemic, to all the anxiety, the stress, and so forth, that I or you may see it more often in a person who has been doing these kinds of things. They're doing them, or how aware are they of that they're doing them, or is it more, okay, these are all questions. I don't have the answers to these. Is it more that all the while that it seemed like they were stealing somebody's identity, their persona, their ideas, all that it was actually more of them stealing it to morph into that personality? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And I've never in all these years heard anything about somebody with what, when I was studying, a lot of it was called multiple personality disorder, that anybody with multiple personalities stole those personalities, those other personalities. What we would hear is quite different. Okay, it's more of it's something internal, not external. Okay, not something they saw externally, but something internally. Yeah, do you see what I'm saying? Okay, anyway, it's in, I'm thinking more about this. I wonder if there is something, if somebody has studied this, that the people who tend to do this, now also the people that I've known, personally, not taking anything from anybody else, but from what I know and what I've seen, they tend to be histrionic also. Okay, I mean, not as a diagnosis, but their behaviors are often so histrionic. It's like it stands out. Well, yeah, I have to quit saying that because it does sound like I'm intentionally doing a pun. But yeah, this stands out, but also that of them stealing parts of somebody else. And I've said this, I don't know how many videos now. You remember, I'm trying to focus. I'm actually trying to focus on things. But the people who do that, they will take, like I said, all the catchphrases, or just, or certain words. Like if you're in a, like you're a student and you're studying, or you were a student and you earn your degrees, and there's a certain vernacular, there's certain jargon, certain terminology, whatever you want to call it, that people use in that field. And this other person is not. This person who's kind of histrionic and steals people's ideas, words, catchphrases, personas, whatever. Okay. They will take those words, and they often misuse them. You misuse words at times, so yeah, But they will take it as though it's something that they already know and that they know all about. And at this point, I am seriously wondering if it's something, like I'm saying, that is a blend with this DID, multiple personality disorder, multiple personalities. Really not the disorders, but the behaviors. Okay, I got to get back there. Not the disorders, but the behaviors. And could it be involved? Could it? I don't know. I seriously wonder if anybody has ever studied that. Like I said, I can't get online to get the research because of the Wi-Fi issues, and Adam working during the day and all that, and it bumps him off and all that. It's a whole thing, But when I do, I want to see if anybody has studied it, to see that, like, when a really stressful situation comes out in them, they kind of adopt the whole identity of that other person. It's switch. I think it is actually called switching. Yeah, it is called switching. And they go into that mode because maybe that person can handle the situation better. You know, that they know of that person would be able to, you know, handle it. So they switch to that person, you know, like if it's their own personality, but parts of the way they are also, they themselves personally are blended with it. So it's a little bit of a confusion in them, but from what they know, but they're looking at what they know from the other person is how they're looking at it themselves. Whew, boy, I think that's as clear as mud, isn't it? Yeah. There's something, storm looks to be coming up behind me, and it does not look good. So I might as well, it's been distracting me, in case you're wondering. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this part up. But like I said, just this one video is not going to at all cover every thought that I have, and I'm learning more about this. I'm going to delve deeper into it. And because, yeah, seriously, I was not joking when I said, realize, especially people that I know who have, even me, who have come from dysfunctional families, dysfunctional environments, and or both. Yeah. And then some. You know, something that was truly stressful, traumatic. I have seen some of these behaviors that are like, could be associated with symptoms that could be associated, but part of it is due to, and so forth, like that. Now, I am definitely not saying that anybody who came, you know, everybody or anybody who came from a dysfunctional family could have DID, you know, multiple personalities, all that. I am definitely not saying that. In fact, from what I've seen, it's very rare. 1% or something like that in the population total is very rare. But I do see that because of the way some of it's defined, which I'll get into in other videos, that, yeah, I can see that some of those other behaviors and a blend of them, but not so much that, for some, it would be that of what I'm curious about. Is it? I don't know. Like I'm saying, the whole thing, I'm saying, I don't really know yet. But that's my thought. What really, like I said, triggered me was this, seeing this person seem to be morphing, and quickly, like one sentence, and then maybe a few minutes later switch to like a different persona, and then a few minutes later switch to another one within a short period of time. Yeah, you know, it was, yeah. I'll go into these in more detail, perhaps, if I don't change my mind. Yeah, that's probably not a good thing to say. But anyway, and in other videos, like I said, there's a storm coming. You know, like they say, people say, there's a storm coming. It's just weird. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.